10th. What is it? Friday, 5th, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, it's January 10th. And I'm just starting my day. I just dropped my wife off. Just dropped off my daughter. In opposite order, though. And I'm going to go to a meeting with my buddy Brian McGee, who is the lender. And then it is the 100-day challenge begins today. Seriously, it begins today. 100 doors, 100 phone calls. And I think I'm going to call landlords today as well. I'm going to start working on my investment strategy niche now that I have the time to do it. So, with that being said, I will catch you guys in a bit. I meet with a friend who is a mortgage lender, and it was just kind of a coffee meeting, just catching up, seeing how both our businesses are going. He just opened his own branch of a mortgage company, Trademark Mortgage, here in Knoxville, and we're trying to help each other out and get started. And he made a comment during our meeting that I should concentrate on buyers, because currently I'm trying to concentrate on sellers, listings. And he does have a good point. Buyers, is a faster paycheck. Listings could, depending on the market, could take a little longer to sell. So I was just wondering what your opinion was. Comment below. Do you think as a new agent I should concentrate on buyers or sellers? That doesn't mean you're going to sway what I'm doing. I think I have a pretty good grasp on my plan. In my opinion, if I get listings, I'm going to get buyers. If I get listings, I'm going to have open houses where buyers are going to show up. If I continue to do Facebook posts, squeeze pages and groups, sharing houses, links to houses and things like that attract buyers, I'll continue getting buyer leads. But so far in my experience, in which it's not very vast, it's not a vast experience, it's just a few months, but I have yet to come across a buyer, except for the investor buyer I closed my one deal with, that are serious. They seem to be, so far they've been flaky. They've been not willing to commit to meet and greet, and openly state that they don't want to commit to an agent. So I feel like my prospecting should be on listings. What little Facebook or social media engagement I do, it can be on both buyers and sellers. And once I get those listings, the buyers will fall quickly behind that. And if you talk to any other agent, long-term success is having listings in your pocket. So that's my plan. What do you think? Luck, but I got a crazy dog out here, little ankle biter. Luckily she's not attacking. Right, so I just finished a round of door knocking. I knocked on 61 doors, probably talked to 6 people, really nice people. Some of them not so much. What the hell? My dog in the yard. I don't know if you can see it, but look at this trash. I don't even have this much junk in the yard. Where did they find it? Man, luckily I love them. Anyway, knocked on doors. Had to come home. My phone's getting ready to die. And, you know, at first I actually felt a little bit sore. My ankle was hurting, but after I shot that last video where I said my ankle was hurting, I actually got a little more comfortable, and it wasn't that bad. I was actually enjoying myself. But my battery was dying, and it was getting lunchtime. So, yeah. Talked to some landscapers. Don't even know how it came up, but started talking about Obama ruining the country and Trump saving it. I don't know which way you lean politically, but unless you got your head under a rock, Trump ain't saving nothing. Sorry. Guys, prepping up some dinner. Then I'm going to go get my wife and daughter at work. And I guess I'm done for the day. So here are my successes today. Alright? I did some door knocking. I didn't really get any good leads from it, but I think I had some good chats with some neighbors. Talked to a man who actually had no, and I guess this is a lead. He had no plans. You know, his first comment was, "I've lived here 20 years. I don't think I'm pretty comfortable. I ain't going nowhere." And then he sat outside and smoked a cigarette as I walked around, and it was in a cul-de-sac, and he was the first house. And as I worked my way around, he was sitting outside smoking a cigarette with his dog, watching me and reading the newsletter that I gave him. And I guess he saw the price of some of the houses in that newsletter, because when I was about to leave the cul-de-sac, he yelled for me to come over. And he says, "How much do you think I can get for this house right here if I put a little work into it and fix it up?" I said, "Well, sir, you know, houses right now in this neighborhood are selling anywhere from 180 to 210. But I'd say it's a safe bet that you'd sell for at least between 180 and 195. And he said, "Golly, I bought this house in 1978 for 60 grand. I don't know, $60,000, and I don't owe anything on it." And then he started telling me how his son bought some property and he could go live with him. And I said, "Well, sir, you know, I also have a lot of contacts that are contractors and do home construction and renovations. If you want to get something done, feel free to give me a call." And he said, "Well, I think I'm going to do that. I think I will be giving you a call shortly." I messed up because I didn't get his contact information, so I'll probably go back by there and get it at some point. He was a nice guy. I don't think it'll bother him. So I got that. And then this morning, before I did anything, right after I dropped my wife and daughter off, I stopped by a lady's house who was a lead who put her sale on a Make Me Move in Zillow. And I went by to check on her because I had tried to call her and said her number was disconnected. She said her number wasn't disconnected. I don't know what happened there, but anyway, I went by to check on her. Didn't try to push her to sell. Just asked her how she was doing, what I could do to help. She kind of confessed to me where she was at. She's not ready to sell. She doesn't have any money. She doesn't really have any good income. Excuse me. So she needs to get another job, and then she'll go from there. As soon as she has another job and she has some income coming in, then she'll be able to make a decision without all this other stuff weighing on her. And I said, you know, I completely understand. Just give me a call if you need anything at all. If you want me to come over here just to shoot some ideas about what your plans are for the future, just feel free to call me. Before I leave, do you know anybody that might need a real estate agent? And she gave me a lead, a friend of hers, who I had just called 5 minutes ago, and I need to leave soon, and to go get my wife and daughter. But I called her, and she is an older lady. She owns her house. The house is too big for her. The property is too much, so she wants to downsize to a house around 150, and she wants to sell her house when she finds a house to move into. Now, if you are watching this and you know the solution, I don't know exactly how it would work shopping for a house without having to get a loan to buy it and hold that house while you sell yours. Now, I know there's contingencies on, whether or not the buyer can sell their house. But this lady doesn't want to get a loan. She doesn't want to finance the purchase of a house. She wants to use her money from her sale to buy her new house. So I got to think about that. I want to reach out and get some advice. But the good thing is I got a great lead that wants to buy and sell. Downfall is she doesn't have an email address and she doesn't know how to set one up. But that's not a big deal. I told her I would put a list together. We'll set up a time for me to come pick her up and show her around, do some showings. And at that time, I'll sit down with her and help her set up an email address. And that way, when we start the process of buying and selling, I can get paperwork to her pretty easy. So there we go. I got a really hot lead today, a soft lead for down the road, and built some relationships. I did some follow-up calls. I got the lady in Sevierville. She owns a business. She's trying to hire some people. She wants me to call her back in 2 weeks to talk to her about selling her home up in Sevierville. Things are starting to work out. Things are starting to roll, guys. I also talked to Kathy.
Huh?
Did you have fun at daycare?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I played my Play-Doh.
You played with your Play-Dohs?
Yeah.
What'd you make? What'd you make? That's what happens when you give a kid a tablet. Yeah? Save the day. PJ Mask. Save the day.